Hey my lovely friends, welcome to my channel Creative Art. I am Nilima and today we are going to do a new type of art which is called casting, and in this video we are going to cast some of my garden greeneries and flowers to make this beautiful art piece ourselves. A perfect casting like this one gives it a very natural look, and by this technique you can easily cast your favorite flowers or any greeneries and keep their memories for as long as possible. So friends, do watch the complete video to make it yourself, and do subscribe my channel for more creative art painting videos, and do press the bell icon to get notification for each video I post every week. Now let's quickly check out all the materials we need. For this DIY, first of all, we are going to need natural clay. You can use any brand natural clay. Secondly, we are going to need casting powder. You can also use quick settling white cement. Next, to make this casting much more easier, I'm going to use a saucer. This is the same saucer you put under your garden pot, and these are available in different shape and sizes. So you can make your own choice according to your need. And other than that friends, I'm going to use a palette knife. You can also use a simple knife or a cutter to cut the clay, few paint brushes and colors. This part is completely optional. To hang the casting, you can either make a hook using a wire yourself, or else you can also use a multi-purpose hanger. The list of all these materials will be mentioned in the description box below with their links from where you can buy them online. So let's start the video now friends. These are some of the wild vegetations I have freshly collected just before we are going to start pressing them in clay. So here we have some flowers with veil, few red flowers, these are pink. You can collect any wild vegetation you find in your garden or around you. This is how all of them look. I have also got few beans, so these are few wild beans. And now let's start pressing them in clay. Here is the natural clay which I have separated in chunks, and now I'm going to give it a very nice mix. Here I have used a little bit of water to mix it, make it more smooth and soft. And now here you can see how easily it gets separated and mixed up in each other. So let's start by making a ball out of it. And now here I have my ball of clay ready. So I'll make it flat first of all in this way. And then I'm going to use this roller to make it more flat. Now using this roller, I'll gently flat the clay. Don't flat the clay too much because we at least want 1 centimeter thickness to the clay. So this is flat enough. This time I have selected this small round piece where I want to place the clay for settling. So I'm going to make my marking. This is the top marking, and then this is going to be the bottom. So here you can see I have got my markings. I'm going to use a palette knife to do this work. Just cut off this extra clay part and remove it. And this is my inner circle. So this is the only part where we are going to place. Let's just smooth out all the lines from inside. I'm going to add just a little bit of talcum powder just for my comfort, okay? It's not a compulsion. And now I have selected these flowers. This is the first one I do want to place. So what you have to do is you have to place the best part downwards. Let's do it from here, right here. As this is a one-time composition, so you have to be very gentle and good with what you're doing. Pick up your leaves very carefully. After that I'm going to place these cute small flowers. And now when you're full with everything you want to place, use your roller again and gently start pressing them where you planned them to be. Okay, you see everything just gets pressed up very nicely. If you feel that, you can just I think this is just going to be the round. Let's check once again, and yes, this much is a round. We got an extension, and you can clearly see we do have extension of this vegetation. Just cut them off. Remove the extra clay. For laying this clay on my table, I have used a clean fill, using which I can easily lift up. So I'm going to use my palette knife, hand it in this way. You should not handle it in your hand, but I did this time. So remove this foil from the bottom. We don't want it. And then gently place it on the tray. And now finally we have got a perfect fit to our base, and this is the most important part when you're picking up the flowers from the clay. Be very gentle. You can clearly see that this piece just got broken up. Here I'm using a tweezer for my delicate work, and have a lot of patience while picking up your flowers and leaves from the clay. Be very gentle, and this was a very beautiful pick. And now my final piece. Oh, this is not the final one. You can clearly see how beautiful imprints I have got of the flowers and the leaves. I'm just loving it. Now after imprinting on clay, let's start mixing the casting powder. So this is the casting powder I'm going to use. You can also use a quick fix cement. So I'm using a cup for measuring. As the settling time of this casting powder is very quick, so we have to do this as quick as possible. Here I have 1 cup of casting powder, and I'm going to add 2 cups of water. I'm going to mix distilled water, that is purified water, with this casting powder, and then using a spoon give it a very nice mix. Okay, the casting ratio for water and the casting powder is 3 parts of casting powder with 2 parts of water. And now this is how the solution looks. And now let's pour this solution on the base. Be very gentle. Okay, and now give it a very nice tap so that all the bubbles will come to the top, and then let it set for at least 2 hours, though the setting time is just 30 minutes, but I'll let it rest. Now after 2 hours the cast is dry completely, so this is how you have to remove it. From one side, start pulling the plastic base in this way, and that will easily help in separating the cast from the plastic. And when you get a very clear line, you can simply like hold it and try to pop it in this way, and or just turn it so that you can get the mold out. And finally, this is how beautiful casting we have received. The casting is still cold, and wow, I just love it. There is a little bit of clay here and there present, but using a brush I'm going to clean it all in this way. Clean every micro clay particle which is present on this cast, and then I'll show you how does it looks. Okay, now friends, I have finally completed cleaning the cast we have made, and this is how beautiful, clean and clear it looks. Definitely it is going to have the clay color because we did casting on clay, and that looks good actually. I really love the color of clay and the natural feeling it gives to your art piece. So for cleaning, I have used a hog hair brush, which was really very helpful as compared to a simple brush which I was using in the beginning, and a tweezer to pick up the small clay pieces which were stuck inside few parts. So finally this is how it looks. So now friends, I'm thinking to color it, which is totally optional. As this is a casting project, you can also keep it this way as it looks, but I'm going to add a few touch-up of colors because I really loved the pink and white flowers which I placed here for casting, and I think it will make it look more pop out and much more beautiful. So let's start coloring it. Now for coloring friends, I'm going to use acrylic color. You can also use watercolor, and for different leaves I'm going to use just different shades. This time the trick is to use a lot of water in your paintbrush and just a little bit of color in your paintbrush. And first of all, I'm using a light green color to color all the leaves. For the deeper leaves to create some 3D effect, you can also use a dark green for the depth and light green for the top leaves. By using just a little bit of color, it really gives a very good and natural effect. So you don't have to do much of the hard work here. Just let it flow with the water and you'll get it. After coloring the leaves as a light green color, I'm going to use magenta color in my paintbrush with a lot of water in it and just slightly touch the flowers in this way so that the water will take place of the streams and I'll get a very natural look here. Always make sure to take a lot of water in your paintbrush because the clay absolutely absorbs the water. And then I'm also going to pull down a little bit of the same color through the stem and if it is surrounding by few leaves. Do the same for other flowers also. Now using just a little bit of neon pink in my paintbrush and just highlighting the top of the flower in this way. You don't need to add a lot. This will just give a little bit of brightness to the flower. And now finally I'm going to use just a little bit of white on the edging of this flower and using an empty brush drag it in this way. This absolutely gives this flower a very natural look, and as you know, the top of this flower has a little bit of white coloring on the edges. So I just love that part. And then finally, these small flowers you see are actually white in color. I'm going to give them teeny tiny dots of white. Now for the sides, as you can see, there is still a bit of clay part present on the surrounding. So I have thought to do it just a little bit of more neat look by using some white. So this is how I'm doing that white. Don't have to use much color, just a little bit of color would do it. And finally, just take a lot of water in your brush and do the smoothing of any parts. If you can see there are any uneven layers of color present, whether on your base or on your leaves, just do a smoothing in this way. For this step, you just need to take some water, and as you can clearly see how quick the base absorbs water. The casting would look much more neat and beautiful if you use white cement, because instead of this mustard yellow you'll get a white color base, and that really makes it look much more attractive. So now friends, I'm going to just do a golden color on the borders, which will give it a very beautiful border, and then show you the final look of it. Okay. Now friends, I have finally completed doing the golden coloring on the border, and this is how beautiful it looks. It gives a very calm and finished look, as if we have framed our casting, and it makes it look more posh and more precious, as this handmade piece is for us. You can use this casting technique in many ways to imprint your favorite flowers or greeneries and place it as a wall decor, as a home decor, or even a garden decor. You can easily hang it using a multi-purpose hanger, or else you can add a small handmade hanger like this one just while you're casting. My most favorite thing about this technique is you need just few hours to do this process and your cast lasts forever. You can clearly see how natural the leaves and flowers look. This is definitely going to be one of my precious pieces, because I never knew you can find such beautiful flowers and plants in wild, and I enjoyed collecting them and casting them. So friends, in the same way, make casting of your favorite plants and flowers or any greenery you love to keep a memory of. So friends, you can do the same. Do give it a try, make it yourself, and do tell me in the comments below what do you think about this video. And if you do like my videos friends, please do like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.